Hi, I'm Maddie from Midwife on Tap, and for today's video I'll be speaking to you guys about engorgement, what it is and what we can do to try and relieve the engorgement. Now, for the vast majority of women, your mature breast milk tends to come in between day 3 and day 5. When that does come in, you can get what I call the Pamela Anderson porn star boob effect, and that's where your boobs grow in size, they get harder, they feel really full, they can be a little bit lumpy and actually a bit tender to touch. And I've got a couple of tips for you guys to try and help relieve the engorgement. The first thing I'm going to recommend is to frequently breastfeed your baby. Offer your baby unrestricted access to the breast. And this is really important because the more your baby feeds on the breast, the more your baby will empty your breast, and that in turn will help make you comfortable. The other benefit of frequent breastfeeding is that it's a great way to supply and maintain a really good milk production, okay? And this means that you'll have an established milk production for the weeks and the months that you breastfeed your baby. The other tip I'm going to recommend is to try to work on getting a really good deep latch. Now, this is incredibly important in breastfeeding. One, because it means that you're comfortable and you achieve a feed that is pain-free. But two, the deeper your baby is latched on, the more efficient he or she will be at emptying the breast of the milk. The other tip I'm going to recommend is to try different breastfeeding positions for the engorgement. Now, what you sometimes might find is that you breastfeed your baby, for example, in cross cradle, and you fairly empty the breast, but you might have this one persistent lump that just will not shift, and it tends to be located under the armpit or round the side. Getting your baby into a rugby hold is great because it just helps the baby to apply its chin on the area where the lump is, and that chin acts as a pump as the baby is sucking to help try and shift and move that milk out into the baby. The other tip that I'd really recommend is using a warm compress or getting under a warm shower. Now, heat is great because it helps reduce any pain and it helps relax the tissues, and this in turn will help your letdown reflex and help you be able to empty your breast a lot more efficiently. You can do that by soaking a flannel in some warm water, wringing it out and applying it to the breast, using a gel pack which you can put in the microwave or a wheat bag. Just be careful that it's not too hot and it doesn't burn you. The other thing that you can try is massaging the breast, and this is a really good technique, particularly when you're breastfeeding. Now, you can do this one of two ways. One is where you compress the breast while the baby is feeding, and so what you do is when the baby is on and sucking, you compress the breasts. When the baby stops sucking, you release the breast. When the baby starts sucking again, you compress the breast, and that helps move the milk into the baby's mouth. And when the baby pauses, you release the breast, okay? And you're doing that rhythmic motion. The other thing that you can also do is by stroking the breast, and that is just where you use your fingers or your palm of your hand and you just gently stroke downwards towards the baby all around the breast, and that just helps move the milk efficiently. The other thing that you can try is a cold compress, and you can do that by, again, getting a flannel, soaking it in cold water, wringing it out and applying it to the breast, or getting one of those gel packs that you can put in the freezer and applying it to your breast as well. The great thing about cold compress is it helps with relieving pain, relieving inflammation, and also relieving any swelling. An alternative to this, which sounds really hippy-dippy and really airy-fairy, but I promise you it works an absolute treat, are buying a couple of heads of Savoy cabbage leaves, which are the dark green wrinkly cabbages, putting them in the freezer, peeling off a leaf and sticking it into your bra after a breastfeed. Do this for 24 hours. Now, you are going to stink like cabbage. Okay, when you do take the leaves, they are going to be quite soft and quite wilty and quite a bit sticky, but that's good because what the cabbage does is it's great for relieving inflammation and relieving swelling, but it also pulls out any excess fluid out of the breast to make the engorgement a bit more manageable. That's my video today on engorgement. If you have any questions, please drop your questions down in the comments box. If you guys want any information at all or want some additional support with breastfeeding, please don't hesitate to get in contact with us. Our email address is info@midwifeontap.co.uk. It's been lovely speaking to you guys. Bye-bye.